I don't know why it's open with Chrome. What is this little thing that I have? This is ridiculous. All right, there we go. All right, so I am live in my shop right here. I just did a vertical live to test it out to see if anybody's gonna watch it. But what I'm gonna be doing now is I have this Z-bar that just showed up from Amazon. If you wanna see what I was doing before, head over to the vertical version. I'm gonna set you on a tripod. And I'm gonna actually be installing this on the back of my fireplace. Now, the way I'm gonna be doing that, I still have to figure out, but I'm hanging this using a Z-bar because the client wants to be able to take the fireplace mantle and everything with them if they ever leave their home, because this is made out of some family heirloom lumber that came out of some property and some trees that their uncle had cut down. And so I milled it for him, and I'm making all of this right now. So I'm gonna be installing this Z-bar and showing you guys how to do all that. It's gonna be a little fun, so if you have any questions along the way, I'll try and look at this here. I'm still trying to figure all this out, so I don't know if there's any, I don't know how to see questions. Let's see, updated, see video, top chat. I don't know, it's really hard, it's really interesting. I don't know if I can see chat while people are talking. I don't know, so let me see if I have these little buttons over here. This is all very new to me. Let's see, home. Members, the super chat messages are visible. Some chat messages, okay, here we go. Top chat, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right, we'll go from there. Anyway, I think I'm clicking the right stuff. Oh, there, Alexander. Hey, how you doing? Glad you're watching. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out all this stuff in my shop. I figured it'd be kind of fun to do. I've never done anything like this, and it's a beautiful day outside, so I figured, why not? So I'm putting this Z-bar on this fireplace that I have, and it's a custom built fireplace mantle. It has a live edge on it. I'll stand it up and show you guys. It's really cool. It came from a local customer whose uncle had passed away, and they had some trees and lumber, so I decided to, I milled it down for them, and they want to be able to take it with them if they ever leave their house. What should we see? Well, I'll show you. Can you see everything? Can you guys see me okay? This is my first live, so I don't really know. All right, just keep watching. If you have questions, I'll try and watch and see what's going on. I'm gonna stand this up so you guys can see it. This, all right. This is it. So you guys can see, this is the fireplace surround. And this has a live edge on it that the customer wanted, and they wanted to have it overhanging. And it's all white oak. I milled it down with everything that I have in my shop. And on the back, this is how we're actually attaching it to the wall. Let me show you. At the bottom here, I built in some French cleats that'll hold and pull the bottom in place. Let's see, what did you say? An overhead camera, good point. Yeah, I think that's a good suggestion. But then what I'm doing is I'm attaching this Z-bar, and it's gonna go in just like this to get super flush with the wall. So I have to build in a block to do that, and so this is me just doing that and showing you guys how I'm gonna try and figure this out on my own for the first time. So there's a lot of firsts. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna lay this down. I don't want to damage it, so I have these bench dog pucks that I'm going to use. And set them down. And we're going to turn it around. It's quite heavy, actually. Lay this down. There we go. So let me move the camera so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, let's see. All right, I think that gets a good view. All right, so here it is. And the Z-bar is gonna go in like this, and I have to actually figure out how to attach it. So we're gonna open all this up. Let me know if you have any questions along the way. I'll do my best to answer, and I'll try and get some good angles here for you. I like the idea that you had about having an overhead camera. That's something that would be pretty nice to have in the shop and do as well. All right, let's open all this. It literally just came from Amazon just a few minutes ago. I've been waiting all day for it. There we go. So I had an idea, a theory of how to do this. So really, sometimes you have some ideas and you're like, ooh, how could I do this? I could make my own French cleat out of wood, but it's going against stone and brick. And I figured this would be just easier to deal with. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right, then I don't need all these packs. Man, they give you a bit. That's a kind of an interesting bit that they gave me. I got this thing off Amazon. It was like 20 bucks. And they gave you all these screws, which actually $20 was actually a pretty good deal considering everywhere else I looked. What's interesting, they gave me a little level. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna actually really use that. I'm probably just gonna get my own little torpedo level that I have over there versus this, but whatever. Oh, great, and I cut open the screws. That's okay. We'll just slide that on over. Because I'm not gonna use their screws anyway when I install this. Let me throw this in the garbage. Okay, so I figured, let me see if I can get this camera angle a little better. Let's see. I'm gonna try and put it up higher so you guys can see. Let me do that. Let me move this here and move it over here.
Hey Dad, you know you fix my bike so we can go biking today. It's the perfect day.
Well, it is. We are gonna go later though.
Today?
Yeah.
Can you help me fix my bike?
Not right now. I gotta fix this thing real quick. I'm doing a live stream on YouTube.
Oh, after that, can you go?
Maybe.
Well, then we can't go on the bike ride.
All right, let's see. That's much better. There we go. Sorry, my son was wanting to go on a bike ride, but I have to get this ready for a client. And then we'll go on a bike ride later. So let's see. Kind of want to see good angle there. All right. Here we are. Now, this is a Z-bar, what they call a Z-bar, and it goes flat. So one side goes against the wall, one side goes against the other, and so it slides in. It actually goes this way, and you can kind of see here how it works. I'm going to make sure I install the right one on this. So I have to think for a minute on which one goes to the wall. They did give me handy dandy instructions, which I usually never ever read. And of course, it's just warranty, like I care. Okay. All right, so this part is gonna go down and this part is gonna go up. So let me think for a moment how I need to do this. This is on the wall and this comes down, just like that. So that goes on the wall. This goes like that, so I need to attach it like this. Okay, I have a question for you guys because I want to show you, I might route out a little mortise here versus add a block, because I could add a block in here, but the problem is this has to have enough clearance. It does have enough clearance, and it can go in here. Okay, so let me bring the camera down, and I want to ask you, I really need your opinion. I know there's two of you guys on, but I really want your thoughts. So you can see here, I could build it and it would be flush, okay? So it's gonna be on the inside, right? Or would you do it on top of this, like this, and then route out a 1/8 of an inch to sit flush? What would you do?
I messed it up, sorry.
That's okay, I'm live streaming.
You're live streaming?
Yeah,
Oh.
that's my wife, she says hi.
Are people watching?
Yeah, I got some people watching. Yeah, so post in the comments, like, let me know, what should I do? No, nothing? All right, you don't have to. If you're typing, I don't know if I see it. I don't know if I can see comments while I'm doing this at the same time. All right, we got a little more. So let me ask again. So let me kind of explain. So here I have a Z-bar, and I'm attaching it to the back end of this fireplace. So you can see here, I can either attach it on the inside, which means I have to build a shelf. Right here, okay, for this to sit on the inside so everything's perfectly flush with the wall. Or do I attach it to the top like this and cut out the difference so it sits flush? So I'd have to route out a groove or a channel work. So would you go through the extra effort of doing that, or would you just do it on the inside? Thoughts? See if there's any comments. See if I can see a feed. I wonder if I can see past comments. Maybe I missed some. Super chats, live chat, all messages are visible. Let's see. All right, live chats. I don't see it. It doesn't show me the feed of chats. I'm gonna have to figure this one out. I think I see it as you type it and then it disappears for me. So I don't know why that is. Maybe because some messages such as, all right, let's see. Messages are visible. Live chat, all messages. All right, I don't know. I don't know what is going on. Anyway, okay. Anyway, so what I have, you can see there. So how about this? Give me a thumbs up if I should do it on the inside like this. Right like that. Ooh, I got thumbs up. That's what you suggest? Okay. Versus, and we don't want to go down. Maybe? I don't know. I think the path of least resistance is gonna be building a shelf. Let's do that. Okay, so let me set up the camera. We're gonna do that. Let's set it up. Let me show you what we're gonna do. Okay, so this is a Z-bar. We're gonna install it right here on the inside, which means I have to put a block in for this to sit on. And then this has enough to sit on the wall that's gonna come in and slide on. So the question is, do I have enough of a slide to make the distance? Let's see. Yep. Okay, so that'll work. It'll clear it. Barely clears it. And then it'll snap in to the wall and we're good. And then that should work there. So we're gonna build a shelf. Let's get started. Okay. I actually have some extra lumber sitting over here. And we're gonna see how we can build this. This is poplar, by the way, that I'm using. And it's gonna go in just like that. So how do we attach it, you say? Good question. We could glue it. May not be the best. We could nail it from the top, but that means we'd have to patch some holes. Make sure that'll work. Okay. I think what we're going to do is do a combination of both. We're going to glue and we're going to use a brad nail through the top. I think that's going to be perfectly fine. All right. Now getting it to the right height is going to be the hardest part, so we're going to use some clamps for that. Let me grab some. That was me dropping. Oh. All right, I'm over here. I got it. Oh man, just dropping stuff every day. Okay, that's what we got. Let's get this a little bit more closer so you guys can see. I'm gonna get it right here. We're gonna actually come down more on my camera. You guys wanna see what this looks like. There we go, nice and close. Okay, so this is it. Let's tighten that, tighten that. Moving cameras is never fun. It's the worst part. All right, here we go. Okay, so we're gonna be attaching this so we can attach this. All right, got my clamps. Oops, I moved my camera there, we're still good. Mark everything just like so. And then this one is going to be from the wall side. And you got to double check everything. Okay, that will work. All right, so that's what we want to do. And now I need to grab my pencil. So I can mark everything. All right. Let's zoom in. Can we zoom in? Get a little more detail. Show you what I'm doing. All right. That is barely anything. All right. Now I'm gonna grab my glue. Favorite glue. All right. Smear that around. Add a little more. Favorite glue, by the way, Boss Dog. It's made by a woodworker, friend of mine, and it is great stuff. He lives in Florida. It must be really humid and hot down there. All right. Okay. All right, now I gotta get that off. We're good to go. Now, we're going to attach this. And this is gonna be the trickiest part because we gotta get it to line up just right. We want a right amount of depth. So we're gonna clamp one side. And I'm gonna take this because this is the part that's attaching. And I want it to be actually double that. So I need to see, I want it to be flush with the wall, so I want to make sure it's this way. The longest part sticking out is what I want to make sure is flush. So we're going to take this clamp over here. All right, make sure I feel it. This one doesn't need to come up just a bit. In the middle, it needs a little bit of work. So let me zoom out and I'll explain what I'm doing here. Let me change this. All right, guys, hey. Okay, so this is a fireplace mantle. It's a small fireplace surround, basically, and the customer wants me to basically make it so it can be uninstalled. And because this wood is very important to them, it came from their family farm, and the trees there were really important, so they wanted something to take. So I'm installing these Z-bars, but I want it to be perfectly flush with the brick. Now, in order to do that, you have to compensate for the thickness of all of these. So what I'm doing, this is how it attaches. I'm setting it up so I have this to attach and then this right here. So when this piece attaches to the wall, it is perfectly flush with this whole entire section right here. So that's what I'm testing right now and making sure I have the thickness of everything correct, which I can tell right now I don't, because I forgot to compensate for both of them. So this is where it gets a little tricky. I need to drop it down a little bit farther. So that's what I'm gonna do. So let me zoom in and show you what I'm doing and how I'm doing that. So let's see, get you a little closer here. All right, so I made a mistake, and I'm glad I caught it. I need it to be twice as thick as this. So it's hard to get in there because of the height. I need it to actually be the height of double this. So I don't want it to be like that. I need to go down more. So I have to have twice the thick, but I can't really measure it this way. It's a little, well, I guess I could, it's a little tricky. Let me try that. So let's move the clamp. We're gonna move the clamp down and go from here, and we're gonna slightly hold it there. I could probably take it, you know what, I'm gonna take it from the end over here. Oops, sorry for the shakiness, guys. But we're gonna adjust it on the ends here. I think it's gonna be the best. So I'm putting this here, and I'm measuring the top underneath to get it right. So you can see here it's sticking up. I need it to be down farther. So it's a little tricky. See, this is real woodworking right here. Nothing goes the way you expect. This right here is not an edited YouTube video. This is actually really how things go. All right, so I got a clamp. All right, now I have to do the same thing to this side over here. And we'll zoom out. There we go. You can see a little bit more of what's going on here. This is gonna get a little harder. And the way I'm going to trick this, I need this to extend. I'm just using this as a guide, really, not as 100% accuracy. Just to try and get some basic measurements. Why is everything have to be so difficult?
Right.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, so you see now I'm using this as a flat piece. This top part right here is level now, and that's exactly what I want. So we're gonna clamp it in. And I'm actually gonna do the same trick over here just to double check myself. See, I messed it all up. Good. Now we're going to clamp. Oh, it moved on me. Okay, I'm holding it this time. Bring this in there. Okay. Now that will go like this. Okay, so now this right here should be flush. If my calculations are correct. And oh, look at that, they are. So let me show you this. Look, okay. So right here, I'm gonna take the camera so you can see. So what I did is I'm taking this right here, and you can see how that's flush now, okay? Because this is actually gonna go underneath like this. You see? That's how it's gonna work. So, I guess it's coming along. It's working. My only question is, I gotta check all the way down. And this needs to come up just a little bit. That's interesting. Okay. So I'm holding it flat. I'm noticing some things. This is perfect over here. This is not looking good over here. I'm off. There's a big gap that I need to fix. All right, let's try that. That's better. Okay. All right, we're gonna clamp these in really good. The middle needs to be pulled up just a little bit, but it's pretty flexible. But I'm gonna have to clamp that too. So in order to get that measurement, we're going really old school here. How high up do I need to come? All right, I have to go grab another clamp. This is why you can never have enough clamps in your shop. All right, I'm gonna have to pull this up pretty high. I'm hoping I can get that right. It's just kind of a feeling, you know. Come on, now I gotta. Now did it move on me? That's the problem. Now I gotta measure this without it moving on me. Yeah, it needs to come up. Okay. And I'm using, these are aluminum, so they're gonna give a little bit, which I think is totally fine. That's why I'm using the aluminum. Let's zoom out. That's why I'm using aluminum, and I think that's why I decided to do that versus wood, because it has more flex and forgiveness. And I don't know if the wall I'm attaching it to is perfectly flush either. So, yeah, that's another thing. So that looks pretty good. All right. Clamp these down. Now I'm debating, do I glue this or do I clamp it? I mean, that made no sense. Do I use some brad nails and screw it in or nail it in from the top, or do I just glue it and it hold? I mean, the glue strength on this stuff is insane. It's not holding the weight actually is gonna be held by the bottom. It's just so it doesn't pop off the wall. It's not really holding this whole thing. That makes sense. So I think I might just go with gluing it. I give the customer a year warranty on it, so if it falls off, I fix it, right? I think that sounds good. Is that crazy? Would you do that? Would you just use glue? I don't know if I want to put nails through the top of it. That's my problem. Let me get probably some more clamps. If I'm just going to glue this guy, I probably need to put some more clamps down. So let's see. I'll show you. Let me show you the thickness of what it is. So this is it. This is a little ridge that I had to create to fit that right there. You have to go the full thickness of it. So I think that's pretty accurate. At least I think anyway. Let's hope so. If I'm wrong, I am wrong, and that's okay. It won't matter that much. It'll still work and do its job. So here's why I keep all my clamps all on the wall there. I wish they were red. I prefer red clamps. For those of you who don't know, that's Bessie clamps. These are Irwin, which Irwin fine. I prefer Bessie. I think their clamps are a little bit easier, better to use. But I've had these and Bessie isn't wanting to sponsor me. So I'm too small of a channel and I'm not that famous or popular. So whatever, I don't care. I'm having fun. All right, so we're gonna put this clamp on. All right, here we go. All right, so we're gonna do this, and this is what I'm doing, guys. I'm just putting the clamp on, holding it in place, and just letting the glue up. The pressure's pretty tight all along. I might put one more clamp right here. I'll grab one of those just because you can just see here. Here's my clamps. That's a big one. I have a Bessie here. We'll use this just because I was talking about Bessie. But look at that clamp. This is a 360 clamp, believe it or not. And you're like, what is that? What the heck? Well, it's pretty fancy. Let me tell you that. I'll leave it there, but this is a very nice clamp. You can rotate. Look at this. Whoa. Did you know you could do that with a clamp? It makes things really nice. That's why I like Bessie. But they're expensive. I mean, my goodness. But that right there is so worth it. Like, sometimes he's just getting away. Like all these right now, you can see they're all facing weird directions. But the worst thing that I don't think any clamp company has solved yet is these guys sticking out. You know how many times I've stabbed myself running into that? I know they can't fix it, but I just had to mention it because it hurts. It really does. Okay, so I'm setting everything up right here. You can see this is what it looks like. We're gonna let it dry, and then we're gonna install these, and then these are gonna go on the wall. You can see here, this is how it actually attaches. This is what we're doing. You have one that's going up and one that's going down, and it kind of attaches. And the one that we're gonna be installing is the one that is going down, because your downward forces go on it. So that's what we're gonna do, and the one that we'll install on the wall later will go up in the other direction. So yeah, just wanted to show you that, get your thoughts and everything. I hope I went the direction that everybody wanted me to as it relates to how to attach these Z-bar clamps, or Z-clamp, or not Z-bar clamps, they're Z-bar, I call them Z-bar. I don't know, Z-hangers. What a weird name. All right, so yeah, any of you guys have any questions? If you do, just post them, comment. Happy to help. Have any of you guys built any fireplace rounds? All right. See if there's any messages here. All right. I want to see if I can bring that up. Yeah, see, I can't understand why I can't see the chats while people are chatting. It says chat viewing options. And I'm saying like all live chats are visible, but why can't I see them? That's one thing that I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm still figuring this stuff out, guys. It's how it is. But yeah, this is it. I can give you a little quick thing on in my shop. Everyone thinks like because I have a YouTube channel and I do all this, like I have real expensive tools. And really, to be honest with you, I only really use 2 of these tools. And that is my table saw that I bought 10 years ago. It was like $1,200. I did a review on it and people were like, you can't even buy that now these days, which that's crazy how expensive table saws cost. And then my miter saw over there. That's really all I really use. I have some other sanders and some other things over here that I use. But honestly, it's those 2 things that I build everything for my home and YouTube channel. I do have this really fun, fancy 3-in-1 machine. This is a Snapmaker Artisan. It's a laser cutter, a mill with like a little mill thing. Like here's all the attachments and a 3D printer all in one. So I did a whole video on that and made something. The company did send that to me, which was very nice of them. Yeah, it's a sweet system. I need to make some stuff on that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. With that, that's been really fun to really use and learn. There is a learning curve for it because you need to understand 3D printing. You need to understand laser cutting and milling. Milling is the one that scares me the most because it's like a mini CNC. And I actually created a animal stool. I have these guys over here that I created right here, and so I used it to actually manufacture and make it. So these are old versions where they're actually fully assembled. You can see here that the legs are used with pocket hole screws right in there, but it's very, very expensive to ship. And so I had to figure out a new way to do that. So I was like, well, why don't I put this Snapmaker thing to the test? Can it really solve all these problems that I have? And it did, and it was pretty fantastic. It saves, I think, like, gosh, I don't know, $40 in shipping. I mean, it was insane. But yeah, that's it. All right, I'll probably show you guys later. If you want to watch my shorts, I'll do a short on this when it's all done. I did a short earlier of showing this. I think it's in there somewhere. Yeah, it's also on my Instagram too, if you're interested in seeing the behind the scenes. I mainly just do YouTube. Instagram's kind of whatever it is. It's just my funny stuff that I just post there if you want to follow that. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this live stream. And if you have any comments or questions, please post below. I answer everything that is there. So that's all I got. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys later.